All right, in this video, we're going to do some color combos. Now we're getting into the fun stuff. So we've broken it down to first looking at warm colors and cool colors on the color wheel. Then we're going to get into the combos. These are the complementary colors. These are usually colors that are directly opposite of each other. And then we have analogous color combos, and that's usually 3 colors that sit together on the color wheel. So here's the color wheel that we painted in the last video, and we're gonna start with warm colors. Those will be yellow, orange, and red. And then we have the cool colors. Those will be green, blue, and violet. I'm gonna start with warm. From here, we'll move on to red. Right now the yellow is wet, so I have this little space in between. I don't want the two to touch and bleed into each other, but you can try to get as close as possible. Okay, so now we need to make some orange. As I mentioned in the past video, yellow is always lighter than blue or red. So oftentimes you're going to have to mix in more yellow in order to get the colors that you're looking for. And that's just because the blue or the red will wash out the yellow. Very nice. Those are our warm colors, yellow, red, and orange. Now let's move on to our cool colors. Let's start with blue. From there, let's make green. Just gonna take some yellow and a dab of blue. Just one dab, and that's enough. Maybe we want to make it a little bit darker. Okay, now time to make violet. Start by putting some blue down. We have a nice violet color. Maybe mix a little bit more red into that. Okay, and there we go. Those are our warm colors and our cool colors. So now let's look at the color wheel again, and we want to go for complementary colors. In this case, we're going to always have one primary color, and then we're going to have one secondary color. So it would be yellow and violet, blue and orange, red and green. These are colors that are exactly opposite of each other on the color wheel. Okay, so we have our complementary colors. Look how much they contrast each other. Now we're going to move on to analogous color combos. So this is 3 colors that are close together on the color wheel, and we have exactly 4. So here we have all of these greens together, but usually you would want to have one contrasting color because if you have all of the same kind of oranges, those are all just kind of orange, and it's interesting, but there might not be enough contrast. You can usually add one primary into it to make it more interesting. So think about that when you're making these color combos. We have our nice yellow, then we're gonna go to a sort of yellow-green. And then let's add a little bit more blue to make it to that darker green. All right, let's move on to red. So let's have warm analogous colors on the top. I'm gonna start with red and we're gonna go towards orange. Okay, so we have red, orange, and then we need to put down our tertiary color, which is like the reddish orange. Okay, so those are some warm analogous color combos. Now let's do some cool color combos. I'm gonna start with blue and move on to violet. Our blue. Now let's make some more purple violet here. Next color over is just more of a darker purple blue. Tiny bit more violet in there. Sorry, a tiny bit more red in there. You know, when you're painting, sometimes you're activating two parts of your brain, and then so the words come out wrong. Okay, very nice. So from there, I'm going to once again use blue and we're gonna move towards green. So we have our cool colors. Okay, from there we're gonna put green here. And then we need to have like a blue-green, so even darker. Okay, there we go. And now we have our warm and cool colors, we have complementary colors, and then we have analogous colors. It's nice to make a little chart like this. It helps you to warm up and, you know, practice color mixing, but then also when you have a chart like this and you're not really sure what colors to use, you can always reference your chart. All right, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in another video.